I still remember the sting of that laughter. Graduation dinner, everyone clinking glasses, my diploma fresh in my hands, the room still smelling of roasted chicken and champagne. And then his voice cut through everything. My father's gravelly chuckle, sharp, deliberate. "You're old enough to pay rent or get out." The table roared with laughter. My mother, my siblings, even my aunt who barely knew me. I forced a smile, because that's what I was trained to do. Smile and swallow it down. Pretend the humiliation didn't burn. But inside, something snapped. It wasn't the first time. They always made sure I carried more than my share. The responsible one, the one who picked up groceries, who paid the Wi-Fi bill just for how, who covered when Dad was short this month. They called it family responsibility. I called it quiet servitude. I told myself they cared, that one day they'd see me, really see me. But every time I stepped into that house, it became clearer. They didn't see me. They used me. The discovery came slowly, like cracks in glass. Electric bills in my name, water too, the internet, even the car insurance for vehicles I didn't drive. All quietly pushed under my name because I was good with paperwork. My parents weren't fools. They knew exactly what they were doing, burying me under responsibility while pretending it was a privilege. By the time I caught it, I was paying nearly half the house's expenses. Half. And still, I was the joke at the table, the one who didn't contribute enough. That night, after the laughter died down and the dishes clattered into the sink, I made a promise to myself. No more. I didn't confront them. Confrontation was pointless. They'd twist it, laugh, make me feel small again. Instead, I went silent, cold, calculated. While they wasted nights in front of the TV, I worked, saved, took double shifts, opened accounts they didn't know about. Every dollar I tucked away became a weapon. And then, the move. I signed the papers in secret. A small house, nothing extravagant, but mine. The deed carried only my name. The locks opened only to my keys. For the first time in my life, I felt oxygen in my lungs. Freedom wasn't loud. It was terrifyingly quiet. The next morning, I packed. No speech, no arguments, no explanations. Just boxes disappearing into a moving truck while they were still asleep. By the time the sun rose, my room was empty. My absence hung in the air like a ghost. When I returned that evening, it wasn't to sleep. It was to finish my revenge. The bills were waiting, stacked on the counter as usual, little silent reminders of how well I'd been trained. My father barely looked up when I walked in. My mother asked if I had money for the electric this week. My siblings were arguing over Wi-Fi passwords. I dropped my keys on the table. I won't be paying the bills anymore. They laughed at first, just like before. My father said, "Yeah, sure." My mother chuckled nervously. But then I added, very calmly, "I moved into my own house this morning. Everything in my name is canceled. Starting today, the power, the water, the internet, you'll have to put them back under yours. And pay for them yourselves." The silence was perfect. My father's smirk fell. My mother's fork clattered. My sister's face drained of color. They knew. They knew how much of their life I'd been carrying, how much weight I'd been quietly holding up. And now, all of it was about to crash on them. Dad's voice cracked first. You can't just—" "I can," I said, and I did. I turned, walked toward the door. Behind me, voices rose. Fear laced their tone. My mother's voice trembled. My father's growl turned desperate. My siblings were already bickering about money. I didn't look back. By the time the first shutoff notice arrived, I was sipping coffee on the porch of my own home. By the second, they were calling, begging me to just help until they sorted things out. I let the phone ring. By the third, my mother was crying at my doorstep. I listened, quietly. She tried guilt. She tried shame. She even tried love. But love that only exists when you're useful isn't love at all. It's dependency. I told her one thing before I closed the door. You should have been proud when you had me, not when you lost me. It wasn't revenge in flames. It wasn't shouting or broken dishes. It was quieter than that, cleaner. I simply removed myself, and the foundation of their comfort collapsed. The joke wasn't funny anymore, and for the first time in years, I wasn't the punchline.